This is being written right smack dab at the launch of early access, so take some what I say with the appropriate grains of salt. I imagine the game's performance might see a tune-up in the coming weeks or months, but it's unlikely there will be any massive changes to existing systems. I'll mostly be comparing this to Ender Lilies as well, which I am fresh off completionist replay of. Right out of the gate, the wonderful atmosphere of Ender Lilies isn't intact. The soundtrack so far has been as wonderful as its predecessor, and I'm rather enjoying the extra electronic oomph. Not a trained musician here. That's been added to the complement the more industrial setting. The backgrounds and environments are amazing as ever, and I feel they are even more interactive than Ender Lilies' already very impressive level of detail. Though I can't quite my finger on the specifics. Character animation seems significantly more detailed as well. Lilac in particular seems to generally move and act with more purpose and frames of animation than Lily, and the players' Homunculi also seem more interactive in their actions. Comparing Kyovan dual wielding of Blue's fire pistols to the somewhat similar Merchant or Ellie from the previous game feels like a night and day to me. I'm also enjoying how much more, I hesitate to use the term, a layout in the Land of Fumes feels compared to the Ender Lilies world, where the Umbral Knight in Ender Lilies was more or less only character with dialogue for the entire game. Here, Lilac regularly interacts with her recruiter Homunculi and other people trying to get by. Your mid-age may well increase some folks enjoy a solitary, lonely experience, but I think it's a nice change of pace. Actual gameplay follows in the footsteps of its predecessor, as one would likely expect from a sequel. The game is Metroidvania like a Souls-like influence. Combat behaves much the same way with the primary attack that largely highlights the player momentum for a multi-hit melee combo, complemented by sub-attacks that behave independently of player movement. Interestingly, the limited uses of sub-attacks appears to have been removed entirely, though I have yet to see any far-reaching difference that makes. Lilac is nowhere near as flawed as Lily. In Ender Lilies, aerial combos completely suspended Lily in midair, which in turn allowed the player to spend ridiculous amounts of combat time taking gravity as more of a suggestion than a law. In this game, aerial's attack give Lilac a bit of upward boost to extend airtime, but gravity continues to act upon her, reducing the player's ability to space out lengthy attacks animations for maximum airtime. I could probably keep going on about all my other observations, but I figure I'll end this off with negatives it hopes it'll be seen by someone who can pass word along with the dev somehow. I've noticed the frequent performance issues that were totally absent from Ender Lilies, such as longer, highly irregular load times and lag. I'm not sure what triggers the load issues. Sometimes a reload say about a second, sometimes that same room takes upwards of 6. Now a close to deal breaker for me, but it does strike me as odd. The lag is more of an issue and seems to be very consistently triggered by crawling enemies that spew purple gas. Almost every time they attack, the animation lags the game for about a second while the gas appears. All in all, I'd say it's shaping up to be a very solid sequel to a game I really loved and I'm looking forward to more.